let's crunch some figures and look at some of the maps as they have eventually now taken shape. Our political editor, Sean Kimbala, joins us next to take us through some of those. So, well, finally, we've got the map now.
Absolutely, totally. Hey, guys, here we go. The man who has emerged a winner in this race with over 8 million votes and has been declared by INEC as the president-elect, a two-term governor of Lagos State, a former senator pre the Fourth Republic, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We look at some of the figures that have shaped this presidential election right now. All right, guys, look at the map. Here we are. The map is totally formed, and we now know what everyone's got home with. All of the political parties who've got them, some of them did not make it to the map. 18 political parties enlisted, but somehow 4 of them made it onto this map. APC, PDP, Labour Party, and the NNPP. NNPP narrowly made it to it, narrowly in the sense that they got only 1 state, and if you look at it, the others are dominated by the PDP, APC, and the Labour Party. Interestingly, a political party that is just about 7 months into the race, in the sense that they came with some level of difference, compared to how they've been on the ground for several years. But for the very first time, they're making a difference in the national election. Labour Party showed perhaps the mettle through Peter Obi. Now, you look at it and perhaps make a sense of what this is looking like. 8 million votes for Bola Tinubu, 6 million votes, and you look at it, I mean, what I said earlier about the Labour Party, you can imagine a PDP that's been in this game for several years, having a 6 million mark with the Labour Party. That's some kind of magical performance from the Labour Party, and the magic of the Kano boy, Robbie Kwankwaso, with over 900,000 votes, and eventually is able to get 1.496 million votes. So let's look at the man who is a match winner, who has been declared, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, declared very much early into the wee hours of today, the 1st of March, and he gave his acceptance speech on same day, took the certificate of return from INEC on the same day. What a day it has been. Now, the PDP is saying they will challenge this no matter how it goes, and they will not relent. They've said they will, it's a game of no retreat, no surrender. This is a statement. You guys, you went through these earlier on, and this means one thing. Let me go over it again. It said, a clarion call on all Atiku supporters all over the world not to be perturbed. Weeping may tarry till night, but joy cometh in the morning. This grave injustice shall not stand. A battle to retrieve our stolen mandate is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. We shall overcome. That is coming from Senator Dino Melaye, one of the spokespersons of the PDP. What that means, perhaps, for them and their team, in fact, yesterday after the acceptance speech, one of the lawyers of the APC, Babatunde Ogala, SAN, and former legal advisor of the APC, said they've already constituted their own legal team. And they're not looking at PDP or Labour Party or NNPP. They're expecting any legal action from all of the 17 other political parties, in fact, including INEC. That's the word. Those are the words of Babatunde Ogala. Let's go further and look at what these figures mean. These men standing tall in their own right in this game. Look at it, Chamberlain, Maokwe, 8 million votes, which came to 36% of the vote for Bola Tinubu, 6 million votes, coming to 29.1% of the vote for Atiku Abubakar, and the Labour Party, of course, 6 million votes, 25.4% of vote. Of course, we know how much of percentage Robbie Kwankwaso, just about a percentage or so of the entire vote that Robbie Kwankwaso got in the entire kitty. But look at this is how they're standing right now. For people like Jide Ojo and Samson and Mr. Uzi, this means more than what we can see, more than the declaration. We're having this debate, intense debate yesterday that was almost busting some people's brains yesterday about the issue of 25% plus the FCT and what this means. First and foremost, Jide, did you ever see this coming in this manner in which they have lined up?
Should I say no? I think yes. You see, as I wrote in my column in the Punch today, because this is one of the issues I weighed on, the Atiku, Obi and Rabiu, they are destiny helpers to Tinubu. And you know why I say so? Just imagine, just close your eyes and imagine Atiku, Obi and Rabiu closing ranks ahead of this election and fielding one of them as the main opposition candidate. This, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be that about 40 million will have gone to them, but at least they will not have dissipated much of this, human resources that we see going to waste. Because among these Atiku, Obi and Rabiu, they have over 40 million votes. Compare that to less than 9 million votes of Tinubu. And recall what happened in 2015. For APC itself to be able to uproot PDP, it took the merger of ACN, ANPP, CPC, and part of ABGA to be able to defeat PDP. Otherwise, PDP's dream of ruling Nigeria for 60 years will have been actualized. And everywhere in Africa where I know, where there have been political upset at the presidential level, has always come with concerted effort among the opposition element. But now, opposition is faction. There was a talk of Obi Kwakwanso's alliance. It didn't work. There was a talk of Atiku Obi alliance, like in 2019. It didn't work. So every one of them went into this race on their own. And that's why APC or Tinubu was able to run away with the victory.
Let me get Mr. Ozazuzi's views. What are your views? What do you see beyond the ordinary, beyond the surface?
Well, very interesting indeed. First of all, you realize that two-thirds of the people, almost two-thirds of the people did not vote for the winner that's declared by INEC. I think that's part of by which you should judge the mood of the country. Two-thirds of the people who went out on Saturday to vote did not vote the winner. So only about one-third of the people did. And out of the total number of registered voters, less than 10% actually voted for the winner. But out of those who voted, two-thirds did not. That's an interesting statistic. I don't know why, but if it was a country where proportional representation was deployed, then we'll have a very interesting parliament, we'll have a very interesting system. Actually, the winner declared, ours is a winner takes all. This is a graphic illustration of the effect of winner takes it all. Because all these things you're saying, I love your beautiful colors, but it's meaningless, it means nothing. Because you get one state, you get 6, 8, 11, it means nothing because it's one person who's going to wield executive powers.
You know,
go ahead.
I was just going to ask, because you just said it was in a place where we had proportional representation, that would have made, a great deal of sense, these colors that we're saying.
Sense. No, it's a choice.
Impact. Yeah, impact, perhaps.
Impact, yes.
But even then, we have National Assembly elections, which also happen on the same day as presidential elections.
Correct.
I don't know, from the results that have been collated so far, if we're seeing the effect of this, because in some places, people are not even aware of who their National Assembly candidates are. They simply thumbprinted the same parties throughout for both the presidential and the National Assembly elections. So I'm wondering for you, Samson, I don't know, what, we were supposed to have IRAD. It didn't quite happen how we thought. So far, so good, though, from the results that have come in. Are we seeing this reflection? Are we expecting this sort of coloration in the National Assembly?
Yeah, I think there will be a rainbow National Assembly.
A very colorful one.
A very colorful one, although it will be between 4 to 5 parties. And in the current National Assembly, you have that. It's just that if you check the number, you would see more, at least for the Labour Party, they seem to have more people who will be coming to the National Assembly. And
when you some people were not aware that they won the election until when
the bandwagon effect that it has on the elections. And you see how there have been some reconfiguration for legislative seats in several federal constituencies. So it's going to be an interesting National Assembly with this number of parties. And I know for the NNPP, there are former members of APC or PDP who secured tickets in NNPP who are now coming back to the National Assembly. You see Labour Party. You also see people who have cross-carpeted from different parties, and you know, most politicians are pastoralists or nomads, political nomads, and they've moved and they're where they are now. So it's going to be an interesting one. But if you look at this figure, you discover none of them actually secured about 50% or close to 50% of the votes. Okay. And that says a lot.
Madam Sampson, I understand we need to go to break, but we will be back and continue with some of those colorful figures which Mr. Ozzy says, well, means something or nothing, you say? But join us again.